Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another Telly Talks. So today's topic, I want to talk about I don't understand when you give people the same energy they give you, they get mad. So what I mean by that, when it was this quote that I read one day, I can't remember verbatim exactly what it said, but basically it was saying something to the degree of people getting mad at what you like, how you react or how you respond when they were the cause of it. So essentially they get mad, like say they did something and they mad at your reaction, but you wouldn't have had this reaction had they not did what they did, right? So I just don't understand why people get mad when you give them the same energy that they give you. So yeah, I mean, basically here I will call myself petty. Um, I can be very petty at times, and it's really not intentional. I kind of actually want that person to see how they look. I want that person to see, to feel how they made me feel. And it's not off no get back, but I'm not gonna kiss your butt. If you're treating me a certain way, I'm gonna fall back. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to fall back and kind of let you realize what you're doing and how you looking. And then if you decide to come back around, we can have a conversation about it, or we can just cut our ties and you go your way and I go mine. But if a person ignore you, all right, say you texting somebody and they text you, 9 times out of 10 they want you to respond right away. And it's life, we got things to do. You might not respond back, as quickly as you would normally do. So say you didn't respond back right away, but you responded back, and then they'll do something petty by either responding back later than what you responded or not responding at all. And it's like, yo, what if I did the same thing to you? Then you're gonna be mad because people don't like to receive what they dish out. People don't like when you give them the same energy that they're giving you. They don't like it. And I don't really do it intentionally. I do it from a standpoint of I want you to really understand how you making me feel, or even my own self. I would say, you're a nice person and you're kind. Don't let nobody take that for granted. Don't let nobody walk all over you. Sometimes you want to be the nice guy, you want to be the nice person. Sometimes you gotta not do certain things. You have to, even if you want to apologize, sometimes you have to not do it because you have to allow the person who's treating you a certain way to feel how you feel. But if you're that type of person who's every time somebody do something to you and you're just always catering to them and being the yes person and apologizing first, then that person will never understand the error in their ways. They will always think they were right and you were wrong. And if that ever comes up again, they're going to continue to treat you that way until you make a stand. And I think in relationships and situationships, it has kind of cultivated me to be this type of person where if I see some red flags, if I see some stuff that just don't sit well for me, or people just moving differently, instead of begging for them, instead of trying to understand what's going on, instead of blowing up their phone like I used to do, because 9 times out of 10 I got taken advantage for that. People played on my kindness and took it as weakness. So now I just don't say nothing at all. I just kind of play my position and I fall back. I really do. And call it petty if you want, but that's pretty much how I move, because again, people need to see what they're dishing, and most of the time what they're dishing is not what they can take. And if you don't respond to me, I'm not gonna respond to you. Or if you're taking days and hours to respond back to a simple message, when you hit me up, Don't expect me to hit you back right away. Don't expect me to hit you back at all that day. Shoot, you'll be lucky if you even hear from me that day at all. But guess what? Me being a nice person, I always eventually hitting them up back, and then it'll end up turning bad on me again because they'll either not respond back or they'll say something, two little words. Then I'm like, why did I even say something in the beginning? Why did I even reach back out to them? Why did I even respond back? And 9 times out of 10, I beat myself up and I'm just like, dang, I should never even say nothing. But the other part of me is like, let me just say something, you know, because we can just squash this unnecessary, whatever it is, just in the air and just go back to being our normal selves. But yeah, why do people dish out what they can't take? And I will also, you know, say that to myself because there's been times where I've done stuff, you know, intentionally, maybe to someone, and when they did it back to me, it did not feel right. It did not feel right. It never feels right when you can't even take what you're doing. But I think if you are doing it intentionally, then you deserve to feel every bit of stupid, every bit of feelings that you're feeling, hurt or whatever like that. If you're doing it intentionally, I think you deserve to feel that way. And if you're not doing it, if you say you had a phone call and you was texting this person, you had a phone call and you couldn't get back to their text until like an hour later, or until you were done being on the phone with an important, having an important phone call, or something came up where you couldn't respond to them immediately, or you was in the middle of doing something, you know, maybe you was working out, and you know, working out is important to you, so you don't want to be texting on the phone. Because I feel like if you don't have the freedom to text, then you shouldn't be texting somebody until you have freedom to do so. So yes, things do come up. You might have to send a quick text message to a person, let them know, blah blah blah. But I mean, like, if you're trying to have a conversation and if you not in a space where you not busy, you're not distracted by anything or anyone, and you want to have a conversation with this person, then yeah, that's when you need to be texting them. But if you can't have a conversation with them at that time, if you caught up doing something else or you busy doing something else, don't try to have a conversation with them and be texting them. You know, try to do what you need to do and be trying to converse with them too. Because me personally, I hate when people text me back, take a long time. So I'm gonna take offense to that, and not everybody's like that, but I'm gonna take offense to that because I'm like, for one, you hit me up, so that means you initiated the conversation. But two, if I'm responding back in a timely fashion, why can't you do the same? And so that's where the disconnect and the, I guess, miscommunication come from. But I really feel like people sometimes do that on purpose, but I'm not the one. And like I said, call me petty or not, I am just not with the you know what. So if you want to get a response back from me and you treated me a certain way and I'm feeling some type of way, I'm feeling a shift in your energy and how you moving, then you gonna get that reciprocated. You gonna get that same energy back. No, I'm not responding to your messages. No, I'm not talking to you, kikiing with you until we come to some type of conclusion or have a conversation about what the heck is going on. Because if everything was moving smooth and fine at one point and then things change, you need to have a you know, you need to talk about it. That's what part of being emotionally intelligent is all about, is communicating how you feel. And if you don't feel like talking about it in that moment, eventually you need to communicate that with the other person. Because if y'all used to been doing something or used to been talking a certain way, then you need to, and it changes, then that person is going to feel the change. That person is going to feel like you know, maybe you're doing this intentionally, or maybe you feeling some type of way, and it might not even be about the other person. You might be going personally through, going through your own personal things, and you don't want to talk right now, and you don't want to be bothered. But again, that's where emotional intelligence come from, because you need to communicate. But if you do not communicate and you continue to play these mind games, then everybody lose. Everybody lose if you play mind games. And instead of losing, instead of people not knowing what the heck is going on, you just need to sit down, have a conversation, have a coming to Jesus moment, and everybody get back on the same track. And that's what it's going to be. But that's my 2 cents on that. How do you guys feel? Please let me know in the comment section, and let's talk about it.